Greetings, Mathies. This is Mrs. Mounts, and today I am going to teach you how to solve literal equations. But first, the Laffy Taffy jokes. All right, get my screen set up here for you. And off we go. Okay, so today you're going to need just the one interactive page, a stapler, a pair of scissors, and a highlighter, and then we'll eventually glue it into your notebook. The first thing that you are going to do is just cut on the dotted line. Now, anytime during this video you need to pause, feel free to do that. I put a few of these together in my day, so I just kind of know what to do with these, okay? So the first one you are going to find is the one that says, what is a literal equation? Now you're going to flip that over to its back side. Okay, see how it's on top? We're going to bring it over the top, and we are going to fold it right along so I can still see one-step equations. Okay. I'm going to take the literal equations, flip it over. I'm going to put this inside, okay, and kind of just line it up. I believe it's kind of at the bottom of the box here. And you can see then I have my 3 tabs. I've got, I end up having what is literal equations, one-step equations, two-step equations. Now I bring this over the top, and so there's my title. I'm going to take a stapler and staple 2 staples. Now notice I have some extra on the side, so I'm just going to take my scissors and then just cut along that. All right, so this is ready to go now. Again, if you need to pause, definitely do that. I'll be walking around helping you get those together, but we really need to have it in this order for the little notebook to work here. Okay, so I'm going to flip this open, and let's get the definition of a literal equation. So basically, a literal equation is an equation that has 2 or more variables. So the equations we have been working on right now definitely just has one variable. We've been solving for x, we've been solving for m, we've been solving for all sorts of, just one letter has been in our equation. So the equations that we have right now, a lot of these will be formulas that you see in geometry, that you see in a science class, and we have to be able to solve for a specific variable. So again, today we are going to be using a lot of inverse operations. So addition is inverse with subtraction and vice versa. Multiplication, its inverse is division and vice versa. All right, so let's go ahead and try to solve one step. Okay, just one step literal equations here. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. So I want to go back and just solve a one-step equation that we're used to. This is a constant. We're solving for x, so the inverse of add 7 is to subtract 7. Well, we're going to do the same thing here. Now what I like to do is I like to highlight the variable that we are solving for. So we're solving for A. So to isolate it, we have this plus B that we need to get to the other side, just like we did with this constant up above. So the inverse of add B is to subtract B. Now our final answer here is going to be C minus B. Those are not like terms, and so we get answers like that. We're not going to get a specific individual number for an answer. We're going to get answers that have many variables. We'll still have some numbers located in that answer too. Okay, so let's take a look at top right. So if we were to solve this, inverse of minus 9 is to add 9. We're solving for y. Same thing here. We're going to solve for d. So I highlight that. To get d isolated, we are going to do the inverse of minus e, which is to add e. Again, these are not like terms. Final answer, d equals f plus e. Okay, let's see how it works for multiplication and division. This is a one-step equation. We're solving for x. That's what we've been working on, is solving equations, isolating. Divide by a -6, x equals +5. All right, for this one, this is the circumference of a circle. We want to solve for r. There's no additions, no subtractions. This is indicating multiplication. We are going to divide by 2 pi, both sides. We'll simplify. That's good. We've isolated r, and our answer is c over 2 pi. Last one-step example, we're solving for y. This is indicating y divided by -4. We'll multiply both sides by -4. 8 times -4 is -32. Solve for m. Just going to highlight it. To isolate it, we have that m is being divided by v. So we are going to times by capital V. So m will equal dv. Let's move on to two-step equations. Again, I definitely think that highlighter helps us. Now this is a perimeter of a rectangle. It wants us to solve for w. I'm going to highlight w. So on a two-step, you want to get rid of any term that doesn't have the highlight. Well, the term that doesn't have a highlight is 2l. The inverse of adding 2l, it's a positive right now, so we're going to subtract 2l from both sides. Remember, these are not like terms. I just put that 2l right beside it. Highlight the w. We almost have it isolated. This is saying 2 times w, so I'm going to divide by 2. And there's our answer. It doesn't matter if you have the isolated variable to the left or to the right. Now, if I could simplify, let's say there was a 4 in front of here, I could do some simplifying, but because this is just a 1, we're just going to keep our answer just the p minus 2l over 2. All right, next example, we're going to solve for b. To get rid of the 1/2, I am going to times both sides by 2 over 1. And then to isolate b, I'm going to divide by h. So there's our answer. So just totally undoing the equation. Okay, 2 more examples just to get through. Again, pause anytime you need to. Highlight the L. I'm going to get rid of any term that doesn't have the highlighted variable. This is saying plus pi r squared, so I'm going to subtract pi r squared. Again, these are not like terms. Still solving for L. This is indicating multiplication, so I'm going to divide by pi r. And there's our answer, S minus pi r squared over pi r, and that's going to equal the L. Oh, let me get it there so you can see it. I just ended up rewriting it. I don't know why that keeps snapping in and out. All right, last example. We're going to solve for W. So if I say this one, it's S equals W minus 10E divided by M. So the last thing I just said was divide by M. Remember, we're undoing. So I'm going to times by M first. So capital SM equals W minus 10E. Solving for W, I'm going to add 10E. So I have SM plus 10E equals W. All right, now go ahead and get this glued in your notes. This takes a lot of practice. The interesting thing is that they are just all so different. And so we'll just do some more practice. I've got some different activities here for you.